Dear students, in today's video we are going to study about the adaptations of organisms towards light. Human beings and many other organisms are adapted to live in light. That means we are active during the daytime and we sleep at night. Some organisms such as the owls, bats, etc. they are active during night and they are inactive during the daytime. So we can understand that the light affects the course of the living organisms. The plants also adapted to light. The portulaca flowers, they are commonly called the 10 o'clock flowers. They bloom in the light and they droop when there is evening. The portulaca flowers, they are grown as the ornamental plants in our garden. The trees such as the camel's foot tree and the gulmohar. This is the gulmohar and this is the camel's foot tree. These trees droop their leaves at night. They fold their leaves at night. This is the leaves of gulmohar. They droop their leaves at night. From this we can understand that the plants also show their response towards the light. In the forest floor, the light is getting very less, especially in the tropical rainforest. The canopy of the trees is very wide. There are shrubs below the trees. There are herbs, and on the ocean floor there are ferns and mosses. These plants get very less amount of light. So these plants, their leaves are very thin, having very thin cuticle. Because of very thin cuticle, they can absorb the maximum amount of light they are getting in the forest floor. These are the plants called the mosses. They are growing in moist regions. They form as a covering on the rocks. They are having very small leaves, very thin cuticle is present on these leaves. Now students, about the animals living in the oceans. The oceans are divided into various zones. In the upper zone, there is maximum amount of sunlight is getting to the organisms. There are maximum number of living beings in these regions, the upper layers of the oceans. The uppermost sunlit zone has many organisms such as the whales, sharks, krills, planktons, seahorses. There are many types of organisms. Large shoals of fishes are also seen in this sunlit zone, the uppermost layer of the ocean water. As the ocean water, when we go downwards, the intensity of light getting in the different zones reduces and the number of organisms reduces. When we talk about the ocean floor, in the ocean floor there are organisms. Very less organisms are present. Many organisms have no eyes because in complete darkness there is no need of eyes. Some organisms are having their own light, they produce their own light. So they could travel in the deep sea waters without any difficulty. They can catch their prey. In these regions, this type of production of light in the deep sea organisms is known as bioluminescence. The organisms which are not having eyes, they have some other adaptations present in their bodies to find out or locate the organisms in the water or to escape from their enemies, and also to find out their food in the dark regions. So students, these are the adaptations of plants and animals found in the regions where there is very high amount of light is there and the low intensity light is present. We studied about the animals and the human beings. Those are active during the daytime. The organisms are active, they are called diurnal, and the organisms, they hunt at night, like the wolves, jackals, also the bats, some species of hares, the desert organisms, they are also active at night. These organisms are called nocturnal organisms. So the organisms, they are active during the night time, are known as the nocturnal organisms. So they are opposite diurnal, those who are active during the daytime, and nocturnal, they are active at night. The plants, the portulaca flowers, they are adapted to light. Then we studied about the camel's foot tree and the gulmohar leaves. They droop their leaves at night. That means they closes the leaves. Then children, there are some species of cotton. They are in the morning, their flowers are pink. Slowly they turn into dark pink, and by the evening they are very deep colored, and these petals are fall off. Only the structure, the ovary structure of the flowers are remaining in the plant. Such plants are also present, they are also adapted to light. The flowers, the sunflower plant, its flowers always turns towards the sun. That means when the sun in the morning in the east direction, the sunflower also turns towards the east. When at noon it is straight, and in the evening it turns towards the west direction, towards the sun. And the plants such as the lotus and hydrilla, they are also adapted to light. The lotus blooms in the morning when there is sunlight, and the opposite to that, the water lily, that blooms during the evening, and it opens at night. It fully opened when it is night. It means it is said that the lotus is affected or adapted to sunlight, and the water lily is adapted to the moonlight. Like that it says. Then students, in the forest floor, the plants found such as the ferns and mosses, they are having thin cuticle to adapt the low intensity of light getting in that regions. We studied lastly about the ocean layers. The upper part of the oceans have more flora and fauna present, and in the bottom layers very less species of organisms are found. And in the ocean floor, the organisms found either the eyes are absent, or these organisms produce their own light in their bodies. So students, I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for listening me. We will meet again with a new topic in the next video.